Good morning, grade 4. How are you all? Today you are going to be doing unit 4 again, the way we see things. Topic is how do we measure light intensity? So you need your pupil books from page 90 to 92 and you need your copybooks also. And your homework is your worksheet 4. Now let's review what we have learned till now. We have learned that light is a form of energy that helps us to see. And what sense organ do we use to see? We use our eyes to see. And we can only see when there is light. We cannot see when there is dark because only when light comes into our eyes we are able to see light. And light comes from light sources. The path in which the light flows is called as a light ray and it's always straight, as you can see in this picture. When the girl is looking at the lamp, there are two light rays coming out of it and they are both straight lines showed with arrows. So when the light rays enter her eyes, she can see. The second topic that we learned yesterday was about light sources. If you remember, we learned about two light sources. Do you remember which light sources we learned? Yes, we learned about natural and man-made. Natural light sources are those which are created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whereas man-made light sources or artificial light sources are the sources which human beings, which man has made. So which are the natural light sources? The sun, the lightning, fire, fireflies, stars, and many more. And man-made are lamps, televisions, your mobile phones, fire, neon lights, fireworks, lamps. These are all man-made light sources. What do you see here? What is the difference between these two pictures? One is, it's of the same road. One is bright and one is dull. Let's see the other one. Same way, this is a street and this is a street. Again, one is brightly lit by lamps and the other is also, it's not having too much light. We can see a natural light source also is giving a lot of light during the day, the sun. And the same sun during the evening, it's not giving too much, it is giving light but it's not too bright. So the difference between these pictures are that some have bright light and some have dull light, or the pictures are dimly lit. Light intensity. Light intensity, what does it mean? Do you remember the pictures in the last slide? You saw the same places, some were brightly lit and some were dimly lit. So how we know the strength of that? The measurement of the strength or the amount of light produced by the light source is called as light intensity. Can you repeat after me? Light intensity refers, or you can say means, to the strength or amount of light produced by the light source. Now, if a light source produces bright light, it has more light intensity. And if a light source has a less light, like in the second picture, the light intensity would be less. So the places which are more bright have high light intensity and the places which are not that bright, they are dim, they have less light intensity. Now how we can measure this? We can measure light intensity by using a light meter or a light sensor. So what we can use? We use a light sensor and we can also connect it to a data logger. And when we are measuring it, we like how we measure temperature in degrees Celsius, how you have done maths, you measure the length in centimeters and meters, right? And you measure mass by grams and kilograms. Same way, light intensity is measured in lux. Now I will show you in the next video how a person is using a light sensor And this time he is using not a data logger, he is connecting it to his laptop. Have a look.
Hi, I'm Jared. Welcome to Fun Science Demos. You know, through science we've discovered that we can measure things. With a thermometer, I can measure how hot or cold something is in degrees. With a ruler, I can measure how long or wide something is in centimeters or meters. With this little scale, I can measure how heavy something is in grams. What about something like light? How do we measure light? I got it. With light, we can measure how bright something is. That's the big idea today. We can measure light, all types of light, with this light sensor. So we said that temperature can be measured in degrees, and we said that length can be measured in centimeters, and we said that weight can be measured in grams. Well, when we measure light, what do we measure it in? Light is measured in lux, L-U-X, lux. And this nice little light sensor is hooked into my computer, and you can see there's some numbers happening over here in lux. Right now, this blue tip to the sensor is pointed at the camera. It's about 30 lux. Watch what happens when I cover the sensor. It drops down. Why? Light's not getting to it. Watch this. What happens if I point the sensor at a brighter light? It jumps up in lux. I have an idea. Let's compare light. Let's compare the bright light shining on me with this candle flame. Do you think one light's going to be brighter than the other? Let's test it and find out. I'm going to point this sensor at the bright light again. Watch the numbers. Jumps up to 473 lux. What do you think's going to happen when I get rid of this light and point the sensor at the candle? Let's find out. I'm in the dark because we've turned off that direct light shining on me, and now I have the candle glowing. I'm down at 1 lux because there's still some light in the room, but what happens when I point my sensor at that candle flame? You can see it jump up to 30 lux, hover around there, somewhere around 30, 36, 37. And notice how much closer I am to this candle than I was to that direct light. I'm measuring light. This great sensor comes from a company called Vernier. They make great software and great sensors that even kids can use. If you want to learn more about them, check out their link in our video description. Science is so cool. Thanks for watching.
So what is the use of light meters? You saw a very interesting video. See, photographers use light meters to help them take photographs. They measure the light intensity. They see if it's good for taking a photograph. Then they adjust their cameras and then they take a nice photograph. Even when you go for a studio and you take a photograph, you see they have a small instrument in their hand at times to measure the light intensity. Good light intensity, good light will help you take nice bright pictures. Now let's revise once again. Light is a form of energy that moves in straight lines called light rays. Objects that give out light are called as light sources. There are two types, natural and artificial. The brightly lit area has high light intensity, then a dimly lit area. And last, light intensity is measured by light sensor or light meter, and its unit is lux. You can again see the girl in the picture. She is looking at the stars. The light is directly coming into her eyes and she can see the star. But she can see these stars. But you know, as we have learned in the solar system chapter, the sun is also a star. But the sun is the nearest star, so it's very bright. We should not look at the sun directly for a very long time. It will spoil our eyes. We can look at stars because they are very far away. They appear to be light and small lights in the sky in the night. But the sun, we should not look at it for a very long time. It's not good for our eyes. Now I want you to open your pupils book page 92. You can bring your copybook also. You can pause the video and get them very fast. And if you have them before, that's very good. So you can write the date, you can write pupils book page 92, write the topic light intensity and write question number 1, and then you can start the video again. Looking at the question, name 2 light sources. What do you think the answer is? If you're thinking the moon, it's not right because moon is reflecting. It's not a light source. If you remember from yesterday. So which are the 2? Stars and campfire. That's excellent. Now let's see if you've got this right. Which light source is natural and which is man-made? Stars are natural light sources and campfire is a man-made or artificial light source. How are we able to see the light source? That's question C. We are able to see the light because light travels from the light sources and enters our eyes. If you have got this right, you should give yourself a star. It's very good. On page 92, question number 2 shows you a treasure box. And what does the question say? Would you be able to see these shiny treasures in total dark room? And what is the answer? I want a why also. Do you think you can be able to see them in the dark room? First of all, think, are these shiny treasures light sources? Let's see your answers if you're thinking of it. Let's check them. No, we cannot see them. First of all, there is no light in the dark room. And second, the treasures do not give off light. They are not light sources. They are not natural light sources. They are not man-made light sources. So they in the dark room, you cannot see them. Completely dark room where there is not a small light also, you cannot see them. Now question number 3. What are they asking? Which place has a higher light intensity? An outdoor playground or your classroom? Now what can you see from these 2 pictures? Which is going to be having a higher light intensity? Very good. An outdoor playground has a higher light intensity than classroom on a sunny day. And how we can find it out? We can find it out by using a light meter or a light sensor. So if you finish writing the answers, that's very good. And if you're thinking the right answer, that's excellent. You should actually put a small star for yourself in your copybook. Your homework for today is worksheet number 4. It's also about light sources, natural and man-made. The first question is if it is a light source or if it is not a light source. And the second question is that out of the light sources, which is a natural light source and which is a man-made light source. I know you will get it right. I hope you have a great day. I hope you stay indoors and you're safe and you're being good children. We all miss you a lot and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.